It's time for more nether bits. The other day I built this absolute monstrosity of a nether entrance, which is... I mean, yeah. I think it goes without saying that it is quite extreme. This uses tons upon tons of netherite. Okay, so it's an incredibly expensive build. Obviously, there's loads of redstone involved. For the average Minecraft player, this might be just a little bit out of your reach. So I thought in today's video we could drop the scale back just a tiny bit, build a few nether entrances that are fun, that are cool, and don't require a lifetime's worth of netherite. In fact, I think this might be a couple lifetimes worth of netherite, to be honest. Oh, and I also think it's worth mentioning we're going to be doing a decent amount of experimentation too with some of the new game mechanics. Now, we all like hidden bases, and we all like going into the nether. If you have a nether portal in your hidden base, and you haven't hidden the nether portal in the nether, then your base is no longer really that hidden. So let's do some work on that. And because I'm me, we're going to try our best to make this a 5x5 nether portal, which, you know, I thought was actually going to be a challenge. But now that I think about it, we have honey blocks and slime blocks, which actually makes the whole process relatively easy. Like, to make a 5x5 hidden nether portal, in theory, all we need is the ignition and the breaking of the nether portal. And then we just need a handful of double piston extenders running into these honey blocks and slime block systems. This could be plain sailing. Right, let's see what exactly happens here. Okay, that is good. That is fantastic. That is exactly what I wanted. And that is exactly what I wanted, and this is using some very, very 2012, maybe even 2011 mechanics. I mean, these have been around for as long as pistons have been around. Now, obviously, one thing that we can't do with the double piston extenders is cover up these dispensers down at the bottom here, which are going to be breaking and making our portal. So instead, we've got a bunch of pistons down at the bottom, which I think I'm just going to activate using observers to make this thing as compact as it possibly can be. I'm about 50-50 as to whether or not this little idea is actually going to lead to a functioning system. Okay, let's find out. If I just flick this lever, we should see that lava gets dispensed and all of the blocks pop through. Wow, we were cutting it fine then. But that is the portal all fully hidden away. Now it's the reignition that I'm a little bit worried about. Oh, that is so close. That is so close. All we need is a little bit extra delay. And I don't know if I can do that. Yes, I can. It's just going to push some things out of sync. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? So let's give it another try. And action. Nice. Goodness me, this works. And it worked quite well. I mean, there's the slight difference in retraction times for the bottom pistons. But I don't think that's a big issue. This is a wicked little system. I could do this all day long, and because we're using slime blocks and honey blocks, this is kind of a modular system. You could build like a 10x10 hidden nether portal using fairly similar mechanics. That's nuts. You know what else is nuts? How much I'm losing my voice. Can you hear it? You might be able to just detect it. With this next design, we're going to be sticking with the hidden theme, but instead of doing some flush with the wall stuff, we're actually going to be doing like a bat cave style entrance. So, you know, Batman, he has like a waterfall splitter. Waterfall opens up and then he can go through into his bat cave. Well, we're going to be doing that, but we're going to be doing it in the nether. So obviously we don't have water, we have lava. Now this is a little bit more challenging because obviously lava takes a little bit longer to kind of flow down, but it's also, yeah, it's not transparent, is it? So we can actually get away with having blocks mined out behind this thing. We don't have to worry about any piston door action. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be easy, because there's a little bit of thought that has to go into this thing. So obviously here is our double piston extender. That's pretty plain sailing. That's what's going to split our lava fall. We then have to cut off and then redo our lava fall so that we don't get lava going everywhere. And then also we need to have a block that pops up in the center here. And that all needs to be timed perfectly. And I want it to be nice and compact. So not exactly a short list of things that I want to achieve with this build then. This is what I was trying to avoid with these redstone systems, and clearly at this point in time, it's not going so well. This is tough. But after a lot of experimentation and a lot of trial and error, I think we might be ready for our first dry run. Now I don't have any of the bottom systems in place, but I think I could have some... Goodness me, that takes a long time. But then it flies down. Oh, this is the problem. that has worked. That has worked. And then there's the split. Okay. That actually worked. Can you sense some surprise in my voice? I feel like there's quite a lot of surprise in my voice there. And after a little bit more fiddling, I've managed to get all of the other details working. So now this thing is fully finished. Now, I do feel like it's worth mentioning for those of you down in the comment section who have already started commenting about the lever. Yes, if you were to build this for yourselves and you actually wanted it to be hidden, you wouldn't place a lever on the wall. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but I promise you, I do. I do actually have to say that. Anyway, this thing's done. This thing's awesome. I'm a big fan of it. Check that out. What a cool entrance into a little nether base. But actually, quickly hopping back over to the idea of hidden activation devices, I think I have an idea for a fairly interesting one. Let's see what happens. So here's my theory, and I'm definitely not 100% certain that this is going to function, but if we throw a regular item in there, that just gets burned instantly, okay? It doesn't go anywhere. Whereas if I throw something like a netherite pickaxe in there, it will kind of fall down and then eventually bob back up to the surface, so it won't be broken by the lava, which means that, in theory, if I was to put some hoppers down somewhere in this lava, I like to think that the netherite pickaxe will bob down, go into the hopper, whereas a regular item won't be able to do that. I really, really wish it was easier to build underneath lava. Goodness me. Please, with the nether update, could we please get a way to be able to see in lava, because this is nearly impossible to do. Oh my goodness. After getting myself rather perplexed on a number of occasions there, we finally managed to construct just this. This is all I needed to do. And redstone wise is really, really simple. Just have a comparator running out into a T flip-flop. I just want to see if the concept actually functions. So whereabouts are our hoppers? So our hoppers are all the way down there. Somewhere. They're here somewhere. I think this. Yep, these are some hoppers. So if I then throw a regular item down here. Okay, nothing. Nothing, that's good. If I then throw a netherite item down here. Yes! That actually works! Regular item. Nothing. Netherite item. Activation. Woohoo! Okay, strange hidden entrances that risk really expensive gear, but I guess they don't. I guess they don't risk the gear because this stuff doesn't actually burn in lava. Amazing. What definitely wasn't amazing there was my woohoo. Alright, as I say, losing my voice, definitely shouldn't be attempting that sort of thing. I've just come up with an idea for a build that I wasn't actually planning on doing today. It's pretty simple, a little bit like what that netherite tool entrance was. But I think it could be actually quite good in terms of hidden entrances for nether bases. Because I genuinely believe with all of the changes to the nether, which you really can't see right now, I've chosen the worst spot. But with all the crazy changes and added biomes to the nether, I think nether bases are going to become a lot more popular. So here is my idea for the system. If I just throw an item down here, we should get fire resistance, and then I can travel up through this lava pillar. Now, I do not know how long my fire resistance is going to last. Hopefully it lasts long enough for me to actually get up here. Alright, up we go, up we go. And here we are. We have arrived in my absolutely amazing and totally glorious base. And I still have 2 minutes left to go on my fire resistance potion, so that's more than enough. If you're wondering how this thing works, all I've got is a hopper underneath the soul sand, which picks up the item. There's no item sorter, so you can throw anything onto there. And then we have a comparator running out from the hoppers, which runs up into this dispenser, which fires out the fire resistance potion. It is literally like a 10-second redstone job, and it could lead to a fairly interesting entrance to your base. Yep, I said entrance then. Maybe it's a word. I don't know. Look it up. Apparently it's an archaic way of saying entrance. So turns out I was just being really old school. Now it is time to really push the definition of entrance by not building an entrance at all. I came up with this ridiculous idea earlier that I haven't been able to get out of my head. And I want to give it a go. Okay. I want to see if I can pull it off. I don't know if I can pull it off. I don't even know if the idea is possible. Let's see what happens. In the latest snapshot, Mojang fixed a bug that would cause rails to break if they had height changes like this. So clearly this is now fixed up, which means that we could potentially be able to do something quite interesting here. And I just want to clearly state, I'm not 100% certain if I can make this work or not. The idea behind this build is that it is a bridge that assembles and disassembles itself as you ride it. Okay, so these flying machines will fly downwards in sequence. You will ride your minecart along, and just as this flying machine reaches here and those blocks are in place, you'll ride across. They will then drop further down, but then you will have moved on to the next flying machine, which will be here, and you'll basically ride along a wave of minecarts, and then hopefully make it onto this area over here. I mean, just saying it seems impossible. You never know unless you try it out, do you? Except sadly we have fallen at the first hurdle. In that, yeah, looks as if we got some breakage. Man. Okay, let's see if we can do something slightly different. And sadly, my second concept totally didn't end up working either. Not the best. Well, this was an experiment. Some of the ideas worked out, some of the ideas didn't work out. That's kind of the goal of experimentation. That's just what happens. However, if you do want to try and create some form of piston bridge type thing which builds and then deconstructs as you're riding it, please do. I really want to see that happening. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I don't have the brains for it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya. Oh, and if you're interested, you know, there is like a filming channel link on the screen right now. It's talking about some geeky cinematography stuff. If you're interested in filming or making videos or anything of the sort, or if you just want to see me talk, Kubo's in it too, then you can click the link. It's on the screen right now. Bye.